Guys, welcome everyone then to game number 1 between Up2Imp and... Let me fetch the name of the other team as well. Schedule. Where's the schedule? We can probably fast forward over here, only 2x until we get some action. And we're probably gonna have to switch team color or player colors because Ronotovi is playing orange over here. We already have yellow and red. So we're gonna be using blue for Ronotovi. There we are. Kurtlar Vadisi. There we go. I couldn't remember it. Let's fix this. Up2Imp. Alright, perfect. On a scale from 1 to troll, how is MbL gonna play the set? Be my guess. Taking a look at the Civilization matchup, starting up north, we're gonna see Yasin playing with Kumans, and he'll potentially be the one facing MbL who's playing as Skelts. For Kumans, he'll have the ability to go for a second TC in the Fuel Age. He'll be able to go for Siege Workshops from the Fuel Age to go for battering rams. He'll also get access to the Captain upgrade in the Castle Age. And then he also has 75 cheaper wood cost on Archer Ranges Stables and 5, 10, 15% faster moving cavalry units. For the team bonus on the other hand, he's also going to provide 33% extra HP on Palisade Line, on Palisade Walls, and yeah, he'll be facing MbL. MbL playing with Guilds will get 25% faster attacking siege weapons, as well as priority for heritable conversions, 15% faster working lumberjacks, as well as 15% faster moving infantry starting in the Fuel Age. Besides that, we also see for Celts for the team bonus 25% faster working siege workshops. And taking a look down south, Ronotovi playing with Japanese will be potentially facing T90, who's playing with Aztecs. So what does it mean? For Japanese, fishing ships work 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster, depending on the age. We have for them twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor as well. And they also get a 50% discount on drop-off billings, which is going to be very nice, and it's going to allow them to make a switch to fishing ships a little bit smoother, of course. And 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the Fuel Age. For the team bonus, on the other hand, we'll also see for Japanese 50% extra line of sight on galleys, although that's not going to be relevant on this game. And finally, for T90 playing with Aztecs, we'll get villagers can carry 3 extra resources per trip. We'll get also 11% faster training military units. Except for monks, but monks get 5 extra HP per each monastery technology that they research. They do start with 50 extra gold, and finally for the team bonus, they'll get also 33% faster gold income from relics, and that's about it. So, yeah. By the way, guys, don't get too excited about the language of the game over here. It doesn't mean that one team won or lost, because it's just based on the language of whoever player I chose to download the rec from. Oh, with the villager going down for T90! To Ronotovi Scout, I really thought the villager was going to have that one. It seemed like it was going to be favoring T90, but wow. That's interesting. 2 HP left for the scout over here. I think T90 is still open, right? He's walled this area. To be fair, he didn't know that it was closed. And I think the scout might be trapped. No. This is still very much open up north. Yasin being a little bit annoying. And yeah, that's about it. You guys love to burn T90 every chance you get. Really makes me reconsider my idea of getting back into the grind. Second TC is coming up also for Yasin as well. Of course, with Kumans, he does have the ability to go for the second TC much earlier compared to anybody else. To be fair though, T90 is going up to the Castle Age already. This map looks fun. To be honest, I think most of the maps from Terra Nova Duos look amazing, visually speaking, and they are usually very fun to play with as well. So, anyway. So far, looking a little bit better for Kurtlar in terms of military. We have some archers coming out from Ronotovi. He does not have anywhere near enough resources to go up to the castle age, so it's quite clear to me he'll be putting pressure in the field age. I don't know about this though. It kind of seems like it's going to be coming in way too little too late. A C90, we are close to 14 minutes into the game. He's already going to be hitting the castle age very soon as well. We wonder, there, Maki? Yeah. Why don't I believe you? Anyway. Castle is gonna be here very soon for MbL as well, in addition to T90. This map is like the child of Black Forest in Yucatan. Like it a lot. Yeah, it's kind of like it. Originally, when I wanted to introduce clearing for Terra Nova 1v1 edition, what I had in mind was a Black Forest-esque map with the center kind of cleared and some ponds. So it was going to be kind of like Yucatan, but with woods around, right? And Matt kind of told me, okay, then maybe you want to consider using clearing, and I didn't know that clearing was a map back then, so I said, okay, let me take a look. And we ended up adding a few ponds. We ended up adding a little bit of fish into the ponds, and the players actually liked it quite a bit for Terra Nova 1v1. So we decided to reuse it for Terra Nova 2v2. It's good. So far, I don't think we have seen any games in which this map has given any issues compared to some of the other maps, so I'm pretty happy about it. But yeah, to be fair, once again, I think all the maps, or like probably 90% of the maps that we have used so far, that we have seen so far, are actually working pretty well. Judging how you didn't see the king walking around last set, I would suggest Town Watch for you. Okay, good pressure. He's going right after the fish traps. That's nice, man. That's going to be an expensive investment from T90 that he cannot really take advantage of at all. So these fish traps are going to stay idle. I kind of wonder, though, why he wouldn't go for the walls like this instead. I mean, he probably would still have lost this, but then the archers wouldn't be able to sneak around. They wouldn't be able to deny this, right? Or potentially even go for something like this. That would have been good, too. But anyway, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's a fair point. Yeah, probably need a Nova Blind emote now as well. Do you know why they didn't team wall? They coulda, right? I mean, MbL, if he was to here, I think this is closed already, so they probably coulda team walled already. Yeah, they just chose not to. And to be fair, Kurtlar Vadisi did not choose to team wall either. You can see that we have the walls over here for Ronotovi, cutting him off from Yasin's base. Yeah, that's a lot of wood lost, for sure. Oh, next to the stone there's a hole? That's how he got in? Interesting. Over here? Oh, that's true. It's barely visible over here. Right. Man, a good eye. Probably wouldn't have missed that one if I was using the cube trees mod. Let's probably update the stream title, by the way. Kurtlar Vadisi. There we go. I'm just using Up2Imp's team or teammate's name in the title because I think they're going to be more easily recognized. I'm really sure if a lot of people are familiar with Yasin and Ronotovi. What are you gonna do against Mango Pikes from MbL Alt F4? Probably. I only notice is because you showed how Rona's archers walk through it. You To be fair, whenever I'm showing something on screen, I'm not necessarily looking at the center of the screen. Also taking a look at the minimap a lot to make sure that I don't miss these things, right? And the stats too. There you are. Good pressure from Ronotovi. They're looking a little bit stronger compared to Up2Imp in terms of economy, in terms of military. Up2Imp's looking a little bit better. Oh, we have, check this out. We have Step Lancers coming out and taking the mountains down. He does not need to engage the pikeman if he can just range with step lancers. Yeah, the Magnus down, and he's done a good job. Where's the Siege Workshop from MbL? It's right here. He's going for Scorpions right now, so it doesn't seem like TC is going to be under threat anymore. Yasin has gotten significantly ahead in economy because of the second TC from Kumans. If he can take advantage of that to go for a stronger military production, that could be potentially very strong as well. He's got some step lancers moving around the right hand side as well, so they can walk around the pikemen, and they'll be going straight into MbL space. MbL, on the other hand, is being harassed by Ronotovi, who's taking the fish traps down as well, so that's going to be about 1,000 or so resources lost in fish traps so far. And T90, on the other hand, has got monks on the left hand side. Kind of struggling for monk control a little bit, but the Scorpions are great, man. He's able to take on the crossbows and keep the monks alive for the most part, so this is working out pretty well for T90. Beautiful. 4 dog from MbL as well, yes. So while MbL's pike and siege push might not have done too much, the monks and siege push from T90 is certainly looking much stronger. This is a smush coming in from T90. Beautiful. They're really militant activists when it comes to destroying fish traps, yeah. Well, it's going to be more expensive than a farm, and it's going to be easier to take down as well, so why not, right? It does some good eco damage still. It's like taking foundations down or something. It's just going to resources, going to send your resources to hell. Up north, seems like Ronotovi is finally going to get cleaned up by MbL. Still, interestingly enough, Kurtlar Vadisi holds on to the higher score, but I don't think that's going to be the case for too long. Once the TC goes down over here from Ronotovi, or even before, I think Up2Imp are getting the score lead. So this is something that can happen sometimes. In a 2v2 setting, if you're not careful, you might end up in 2 1v1s, and you don't want that. You want to play as one, you want to play as a team. And right now, well, T90 has positioned his military in such a way that Ronotovi cannot get out of his base, so he cannot go and provide assistance to Yasin, right? And MbL is kind of trying to do the same as well. There is still an option for Yasin to bring some units through the bottom and provide some assistance to Ronotovi, especially go for a few like cavalry or something to maybe clean these units up, but it's rough. It's rough. He's barely able to hold on to his own TCs. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be just GG in the next 2 minutes or so. T90 is going for the third TC as well, so they'll be able to catch up in villager count and eventually surpass Kurtlar as well. Yeah, with an extra siege workshop coming out for T90 over here, this push doesn't seem like it's going to slow down anytime soon. Ronotovi's got very nice reaction from T90. Ronotovi, getting the castle up already. Check this out, all the conversions coming up over here. He's unable to target them all, but he should still be able to get a few conversions, and that should be enough for him to hold on in. Check this out, Scorpions taking care of the rest of the scouts. Left to get converted. Beautiful. Can we get some conversions over here, maybe? Not quite. I think he might have missed micro the monks over there. He's got fate with only one, so yeah, it's gonna have to bail. This is a very good castle. It's going to provide Kurtlar Vadisi with some defense at the very least down south. We have defensive castle for Yasin as well. That's going to provide some good defenses against MbL. And the good thing about this is the castles are going to provide defense against Castle Age units, except Rams maybe, but it's not going to be quite as straightforward for MbL and T90 to just keep on pushing completely uncontested. They do still end up calling the GG though. There's a lot of idle economy over here for Ronotovi, and they ended up losing the score lead by quite a bit. After the TC went down and all the light cavalry or scout cavalry defense failed, they ended up falling behind in scores significantly more than before that. But well played! Up2Imp then, up 1-0. Let's go and take a look at the achievements. We'll see for military a very nice KD for T90 of better than 3-2 and better than MbL's as well. MbL's was a little bit higher than 6-5. However, we see for conversions, MbL managed to get 11 conversions. That's going, if you add that into the kills, that's also going to give you a better picture of how the game was looking actually for T90, which is really nice, of course. 40 units he was able to get from his opponent, and he only lost 19, so it's pretty nice. It was actually a little bit higher than 2-1 KD if you account for conversions too. Anyway, for economy, we have... Let's check. Very, very even economy, actually, for both. In the end, Up2Imp was catching up, or was getting ahead a little bit, and I imagine that was probably because of villager count. Yeah. They were able to catch up and eventually surpass Kurtlar Vadisi as well. So well done. Were they in that bad position to CGG? I think they definitely could have kept on going, especially with the castles coming out from both players. They could have kept on going, but the problem over here was also the fact that there was no gold available for Yasin anymore, because the castle was behind the golds, right? You have the gold over here, you have the gold over here, so he did not have resources anymore. And there was one gold, I guess, that he was going to run out of eventually. And I'm really sure that was the case also for Ronotovi. Ronotovi actually still had one goal over here in the back, but it was only 2 tiles. If he did not manage to get control of this goal on the left-hand side, he was not going to be able to come back anyway. So I do understand it. I think they could have kept on going, but I think that there was momentum for Up2Imp, and it was going to be very hard for Kurtlar Vadisi to hold on. Anyway, let's go back and let's take a look at the remaining maps. But yeah, welcome everyone then to the next game of the series, Kurtlar Vadisi versus Up2Imp. We still have wrong colors, so I'm just gonna be switching Ronotovi over to green. And yeah, there we go, and that should be good. For the civilizations and for the matchups over here, let's go 2x so that we catch up a little bit until we get to some action. So we can potentially, I don't know, finish watching the series live if possible. Otherwise, well, anyway, we can catch up a little bit because there's another series taking place now as well. Regardless though, taking a look up north, we'll see Ronotovi playing with Magyar, so a 15% discount on Scout Line unit production, as well as free Forging Iron Cast and Blast Furnace, and villagers who can kill Predators with 1 strike. For the team bonus on the other hand, Magyars will get also 2 extra line of sight on Foot Archer units, and he'll be facing T90 who's playing with Franks, which means 20% extra HP on cavalry units in the Fuel H onwards. That means also 25% cheaper castles for T90, free farm upgrades, and 15% faster working foragers. And for the team bonus, we'll see for them also 2 extra line of sight on Nightline units. Down south, MbL is playing with Mayans, and that's going to be the case also for Yasin, so both will get 1 extra villager upon starting the game, but they do start with 50 less food. Besides that, Mayans get 15% longer lasting resources. We get also 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, we'll see also for Mayans. Beautiful. A discount on walls, so they could potentially go for something like a team wall. Although the map is so open that if they wanted to go for a team wall, that would be so pricey. They would need to go for something like this. And with the map being this open, it's kind of hard to justify, I guess. I guess we'll see. If they do end up going for a few forward buildings, maybe the team wall is not going to be that expensive after all. But yeah. There we go, Fuel is coming up already for both Kurtlar Vadisi players. Up2Imp's got only T90 going out to the Imperial Age at this point. There we are. So a combined either difference of about 700 then? That seems about accurate. I would have to take a look at the seeding spreadsheet. I guess you could do that as well. But yeah. This is one of the more one-sided qualifier series, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is like the top 6 versus the bottom 6 from the qualifiers or something like that. Kind of close to it. Anyway, we'll be going back to normal speed in 1 second once we get some extra units coming out. As everybody's getting to the Fuel H already, we'll see MbL go for archers. He should be going for double archer ranges ASAP. Meanwhile, Yasin's got no archers coming. Oh, he does have. Oh, okay, yeah. He does have some archers coming out. With 2 sneaky villagers, he's managed to get double archer ranges, and now the blacksmith's coming up. And check this out, MbL gets pushed away from goal, which is going to really hurt his ability to keep on producing archers. This could be really strong. That was genius from Yasin. Coming forward right away. They have a military outpost over here to work with. And one thing they gotta still keep in mind though is what do we have for defenses for Yasin back home? Because they are going to have only archers forward over here. We have some scouts coming over from Ronotovi as well, right? It could probably be the case that if T90 tries to go and target Yasin, for instance, Yasin's not going to have the ability to defend himself. Or potentially the MbL, right? Like, if T90 can hold on over here for MbL, if he can provide defenses to MbL, MbL could potentially send a few archers forward himself and start taking some village down from Yasin. But yeah. 2487 versus 2111 average with the formula used for sitting, which includes bonus points for MbL's tournament elo. Right. Does T90 have less than 2k tournament elo? I'm pretty curious. I think he started playing tournaments a lot more heavily starting the last couple months, right? Like in the last 3-6 months or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was lower than 2k in tournament elo, but I think that's probably going to start going up a little bit, right? Well, this tournament's certainly going to provide the opportunities. We'll see 5 series that he'll be playing during the main stage, and assuming that he can make it into the main stage, of course, and of course there is also potential for playoffs. 2003. Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad. Do you know what the starting elo is for tournament elo, by the way? That's something that I don't think I've ever asked before. On Age of Empires 2, for instance, I think it's like 1,000, right? On Boobly, depending on the lobby, it would be either 1,000 or 1,600, I think. I'm not really sure what the case is for tournament elo. T90, it seems to have been 2,000, but it doesn't seem standardized. Maybe. Nice pick over here, though, from Yasin, taking one village down from T90. If he plays his cards right, he's got Fletch in. He can get another village down for sure. This tower's coming up, but it's coming up at a price. 2 villages down already for T90. 3 villages down. Make that 4? That might very well be 4 very soon. Yeah, he's trying to get the tower up, but it's coming at a huge price and 4 villages down already. Meanwhile, down south, this is what I was talking about for MbL. If he was able to stabilize the situation back home, he could send archers forward and we would have no defenses whatsoever for Yasin. Which is why I said earlier, they need to keep in mind the defense. If they cannot hold on against a push, this is going to end up being a lot riskier. And yeah, I don't think they've been able to do that much damage forward. I mean, sure, we just saw a bunch of villages go down for T90, right? But you take a look at this and it's still higher population for Up2Imp, for military and villager count as well. So yeah, they're still struggling to have the forward push pay off. Starting elo is retrospectively changed to 2k when you have 8 matches played. Before that, it's 1900. Okay, thank you. And there we go, extra archers coming out for Yasin. More military units now for Kurtlar Vadisi. When you have 8 matches played or reach a tournament final. Oh, alright. Thank you. Does it count games individually or series? I think it's based on games, right? So if they play, for instance, they're going to play 5 series, play all 5 series during the main stage. That'll be 25 games, right? Anyway, it's looking pretty good still for Up2Imp. They have a higher HP pool, but yeah, it's mostly going to be archers alone. Meanwhile, we do have scouts for Ronotovi, so it's kind of even in the end. Series, 8 series, okay. Thank you, Mika. I'm just calling you Mika, I'm sorry. I hope that is not bad. Didn't he won a tournament? He did, didn't he? The, what was it? The Battle Royale one. True. There we go. Beautiful push over here. Struggling to get villagers down though. Yeah, trying to get to the hill once again, but he's taking a lot of losses already. That was not the best unit control for Kurtlar Vadisi at all. They ended up taking a lot of losses over here, and they did not really get much in exchange. The score is right, yes, but keep in mind that we are casting one game behind, and they might be in game number 3. I do not want to know what the result was for game number 2, so please don't spoil it in the chat. But this is correct. Up2Imp is up 1-0. If we are fast enough, we might be able to catch up, and we might be able to finish casting this one live, just like we were able to finish casting the previous one live. There we go. There you are. Another villager goes down. Very even though. Yeah. Neck and neck so far. Very good holdout for Kurtlar Vadisi over here. So far, Up2Imp struggling to get a nice lead. Good resources for Ronotovi. Might be the first player to go out to the castle edge. Oh, MbL's very, very close himself too. So let's check. Sorry about the timeout, by the way. I'm just trying to prevent any spoilers. This is a good push though. Nice reaction from MbL, getting the quick balls right away. I don't think he was able to get this though. So they should be able... Ah, he managed to get this one up. Okay. It's a lot of archers coming over from MbL. And Ronotovi is just going to leave Yasin to die over here. What's going on? Unit control was not the best over there. This map is really unforgiving. You cannot stop paying attention to your units at all times. You gotta play as one. You cannot play as two separate players over here. You just gotta play as if you had a single army. And you see, now he turns around and he dies because the archers are not going anywhere. This kind of communication needs to improve for Kurtlar Vadisi because they are struggling big time. They have taken so many losses unnecessarily in the last 1 minute or so. So yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. We are watching behind because they were playing while we were finishing casting one of the previous sets. We had 5 sets for today. This is the 4th one that we are casting, and we are unable to watch them all live. It's fine though. I don't think you spoiled anything. But yeah, just in case. Guess it's coming out now for both Kurtlar Vadisi players. Meanwhile, T90 is kind of stuck in the fuelage. And overall population is looking a little bit better for Kurtlar Vadisi. They're bailing, preventing taking any unnecessary damage. Is Ronotovi trying to bait T90 and MbL into chasing them? Because he keeps on stopping. We saw that already before in one game on this map, where one player would stop to allow the enemies to catch up, and they would keep on chasing like that, so that the other player would be able to have an open area to attack. But yeah, that doesn't seem to be working right now. Yasin is going to get completely cleaned up by MbL. As MbL is getting to the castle H right now, and so is Ronotovi. We'll see Knights coming out from the Greek player. We'll see Crossman and Balkan Arrow coming up for MbL, or that should be the case anyway. There we go. Yeah. Strike coming in from T90. It's a lot of scouts for him to work with. We don't have any defenses for Ronotovi though at all. He's got some Knights coming out, but these scout cavalry can still take some villagers down before they eventually perish to the Knights. But TC comes up over here just in time, and he's able to defend just fine. So overall, still, the fact that they are on the same villager count, actually a little bit higher compared to Up2Imp, while both players are in the castle age already, compared to Up2Imp, who's got only one player in the castle age, speaks volumes about Kurtlar Vadisi's performance over here. Even if unit control has not been the best over here, their macro has been on a whole another level. Yeah, and they are now significantly ahead. Well, they should be. They should be able to take advantage of this, right? So we have Crossman and Balkinaro coming up for Yasin. That's going to give him crossbows. We have crossbows already for MbL, but then in addition to crossbows for Yasin, we're going to see knights from Ronotovi, while T90 is still kind of struggling to find the economy he needs to go up to the Castle Age. There we are. This is good. If we had some knights over here, MbL probably wouldn't have getting cleaned up. But the knights are only now coming forward from Ronotovi, and it's going to take some time for him to mass a decent amount of units. Especially as he's got the second TC, that's going to affect his production potential a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. Once again, Yasin getting completely cleaned up over here. And Ronotovi seems to be completely disconnected. It's just the one issue that they have had. Communication has not been the best. This is great though. Yasin managed to come in with the second group of archers. Something else that you gotta keep in mind with this map too is because the forest is kind of patchy, there are ways for enemy units to get to your economy even if you think you are completely close. So you always gotta keep an eye open for potential holes over here. That was already so good for Yasin, was able to get a few villages from MbL. Yeah. And Ronotovi is coming forward with knights. Kind of too much, and I think MbL should be able to clean this up. He's got ballistics. So yeah, these knights are getting cleaned up, but Kurtlar Vadisi is looking good, guys! It's good very well. With the equalizer. Like a communication or Up2Imp loses? Yeah. They do not seem to be quite as synergized right now. Talking about Kurtlar, but they seem to be trying to fix that. Now they're finally getting together as a team, which I like a lot better. Yeah, and this could be really deadly. We need more knights, we need more crosses over here for sure, but as long as they can keep the units together, that's going to put them in a much better position. We have ballistics for Yasin as well. Leather Arch Armor for both Yasin and MbL. Nobody's gone for Leather Arch Armor just yet, so it's only +1/+1. But yeah, 33 crossbows versus 11 crossbows for Yasin, MbL and Yasin respectively. There we go, now we have some knights over here. Actually, Ronotovi might be able to get some good damage done. This is what I don't understand though. Why do they split up? It's not possible for Ronotovi to do anything over here. MbL already has a group of archers. And the group of archers that MbL had over here, I think Ronotovi might have been able to clean up if he just stopped and tried to surround them with the knights, but it just seems kind of off right now. It seems like they cannot quite find the synergy that they need. As soon as T90 gets to the Castle Age, he's gonna start going for knights himself too. Yes. Let's take a look to see how many stables he's got. He's got 4 stables, and he's queuing. Yeah, he's queuing 2 over here from 2 different ones. His economy is not going to be strong enough, of course, for him to saturate 4 stables, not by a long shot. Kurtlar Vadisi's economy is so much stronger at this point in time. But yeah, once again, on paper, if Kurtlar Vadisi starts focusing into military production right now, they should be able to significantly outproduce Up2Imp. Their economy is already that much stronger. More knights coming over from Ronotovi. Might be able to get a villager or 2. Probably not too much damage. Team up and hit T90 was a play. I agree. MbL did have a scary amount of crosses over here a little bit earlier, but if they had kept the units alive a little bit longer, they've had synergized a little bit better earlier, they might have been able to still do damage before that happened. Anyway, this is still pretty good. We have some cross over here for Yasin. We have some knights over here for Ronotovi. They might be able to still hold on against the knights from T90. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, MbL is left to his own devices. No, T90's got some knights over here. But we had a defender's advantage for Ronotovi, so let's see if he can hold on. He's got 4 stables himself as well. It's the same for both knight players. Check this economy though. It's gonna be almost twice for Kurtlar Vadisi already. But military is hurting. They're behind by 26 units in military. And honestly, that might be enough for them to catch up in economy over here as well. We'll see. Ronotovi's got a good amount of knights over here to hold on with. We'll see. The right hand side. Yeah. Not too much left for Kurtlar. So we'll see the crossbows going back for Yasin. We see the mantle over there. I feel like this is a little bit too greedy. 2 TCs for Ronotovi, 3 TCs for Yasin. They are not really producing that much military anymore. They're trying to play defensive and greedy over here, but Up2Imp has already managed to get a decent amount of military units. The one thing that we are missing... Okay, that's awful for MbL. But the one thing that we are missing for Up2Imp is siege. If they had some siege over here to complement the huge amount of numbers they got to work with, they definitely would have been able to get probably 1 TC down already, or maybe 2 TCs. They would put in so much more pressure. But yeah, with only knights and only crossbows to work with, they are still struggling because the defenses are going to suffice from Kurtlar Vadisi because of the extra TCs for them to hold on. So it is greedy, yes, but it seems to be working out. I feel like Up2Imp is kind of wasting the chance to punish this greediness. Or at the very least, they're able to stabilize back home. With the archer ranges going down very soon as well, MbL is not going to be threatened anymore. Not a lot of raiding potential for Kurtlar team due to lack of builds to raid. Is that a big brain move from Up2Imp? Not have an economy, so there's nothing to raid. But yeah, it seems like MbL will get cleaned up over here. 100%, man. He's cornered over here, and the Mano's coming over, so... Check this out. Prepare for launch. Good unit control. He cannot guess where the crosses are going to. Wow, MbL's actually clutching it up. Well done. He saves the crossbows, and I think he might actually be able to get the Mano down. Wow, well played. He'll probably end up losing these 2 knights, but well done. Beautiful. Going into Yasin's base now as well. Really wreaking havoc around Yasin's base. This economy is a disaster right now for the blue player. Beautiful. Yeah, you know what? Up2Imp starting to get some momentum. Yeah, some cross roaming around from Yasin. Might be able to get some picks over here, but TND realizes right away and he garrisons the villagers. This is kind of an issue though. If he does not collect from this gold, I think he's got only this gold to collect from, right? Yes, and that actually MbL is collecting from that one, so I don't think TND's got access to any extra golds besides this one. Huh. So this is a very good position for Yasin, of course. He's not going to be able to hold on to this for very long. Meanwhile, at the center, we have a very big engagement. A lot of crosses over here from both players. Nice from both players, from both teams, rather. Looking a little bit better for MbL and T90 for HP pool, but Kurtlar Vadisi is finally starting to catch up in military count. They still hold on to a very strong villager lead, but 62% stronger economy compared to Up2Imp. Well, probably you can subtract some of that, you know, the idle time from some of that, but... Or the other villagers from some of that, but still, significantly stronger for them. And now that the military count is about the same, military production should be significantly stronger for Kurtlar Vadisi. So, this is the turning point in the game. Kurtlar Vadisi might actually be able to come back here. Eco upgrades for MbL. Yeah, he doesn't even have Bolsa, which is really, really bad. True, true. We don't have, sorry, he's got Bolsa, he doesn't even have Force Scholar. We don't have Bolsa for anybody. Dull Bit Axe is what he's got. He does not have Bolsa, sorry. Confusing Potato in over here, confusing the upgrades. Come on. Been streaming for 6 hours. I haven't had breakfast yet. Cut me some slack. Yeah. It's lagging a little bit. That's something that happens in Capture each 30 seconds. So when you see 45-30, you're going to see a little bit of stutter, but For the rest, it should be working fine. You see? There we go, and picks right back up as well. I think they already have a fix for that, but it's not public yet. They have not updated the client, I think. Regardless. There we go. Magnum is coming forward from Yasin. Might be able to get a good shot over here. We'll see though. So far, he's not really been able to do too much against MbL every time that he's tried. And MbL's unit control over here is looking great. He takes the Magnum down right away. Yeah, and Up2Imp's able to survive over here for a little bit longer. Beautiful shot. The dance of death at the center of the map. Yes, and ask for a moment, for a little pause to go to the bathroom. I would imagine this is probably not the situation you want to have a full bladder. One big scary shot from Mangonel and you might actually have a little accident. Anyway, looking good still for Kurtlar Vadisi. Now they are finally getting ahead. With the hill advantage over here, they should be able to get a much better trade too. A bunch of extra crossbows coming over too. Yeah. And MbL's really relying on T90's Knights over here to hold on. Yes, he's gotta be careful. I am not the biggest fan of him just trying to go after the crosses over here and go in melee against T90's Knights. But to be fair, T90 was facing Ronotovi+'s Knights himself as well, so it was not possible for them to clean the units up. But still, Kurtlar Vadisi does end up coming up on top over here. 45 to 33 military units, a much stronger economy as well. 200 eco units compared to 108, almost twice the eco. And of course, a much stronger military production over here means that Kurtlar Vadisi is probably, and most likely, going to end up taking game number 2 and equalizing the series. Wow. There you are. Twice the military now for Kurtlar Vadisi. Damn, boy. Gee. Well, we know if Kurtlar Vadisi takes this one, it's going to be a 4-game series guaranteed. Which I'm pretty sure most people would prefer to see over just a clean sweep. So I gotta ask this. From everybody watching the stream right now, who's rooting for Kurtlar Vadisi, who's rooting for Up2Imp, and who's rooting for a full series? I imagine most of you are going to want to see a full series, but given T90's popularity, I imagine probably most people are betting on, or are probably wishing for Up2Imp to move on. To be honest though, Kurtlar Vadisi, if they can keep on performing like this for games number 3 onwards, I actually give Up2Imp a run for the money for sure. Up2Imp, but always fun to laugh with them as well. Yeah. There you are. That's a big engagement coming up. Once again, communication. We need a meat shield for Yasin's crosses to work out of. And finally, these knights are coming up after taking the siege workshop down. Well done. Yeah, they might be able to get a good surround going over here very soon. Meanwhile, by the way, Ronotovi managed to sneak some knights. But it does not matter, guys, because Up2Imp calls the GG. Kurtlar Vadisi takes game number 2 to equalize the set over here, and we're gonna see game number 3, what it's looking like for these players. Taking a look at the achievements, we're gonna see a very close to 4-to-3 KD ratio for MbL, significantly higher compared to any other player. But why did it not matter? Because of the much stronger economy that Kurtlar Vadisi had to work with. Because of it, the KD did not really make too much of a difference, and it was mostly about military production, of course. They were able to significantly outproduce Up2Imp. We take a look at society as well, and I mean, come on. That is actually about twice the economy, quite literally, the villagers, right? Amazing. Actual resources collected. Not representative compared to the society stats, but anyway. So, game number 3 is coming up. It's going to take place on Gorge. And Let me check. Let's go back. Just cross this as a victory for Kurtlar Vadisi. Welcome everyone then to the next game of the series. Once again, we'll switch this over to green for Ronotovi so that we have more contrast between the teams. Gorgeous map we have seen already before. We have plenty of gold over here for each player. It's going to be plus 10. It's going to be 10 plus 10. Plus 5, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be 25 gold. And then all the zones going to be in the gorge. For the civilizations on the left hand side, T90 is playing with Berbers, which means 10% faster moving villages, and this could potentially foreshadow a villager forward. We'll see. Besides that, Berbers also get 15 and 20% cheaper cavalry archer, or actually, what am I talking about? Stable unit production in the Castle and Imperial Ages. As well as for the team bonus, access to Genitor, and then he'll be facing Yasin, who's playing with Britons. Britons will provide 25% faster working shepherds, as well as a 50% wood discount on TC starting in the Castle Age, 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmishers, and for the team bonus on the other hand, we'll see for Britons also 20% faster working archer ranges. On the right hand side, we have Ronotovi playing with Indians, which means 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villagers depending on the age, as well as 10% faster working fishermen, although there is no fish over here in the ponds. They'll also get 1 and 2 extra pierce armor on stable units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus, we'll have for Indians also 4 bonus damage from camel units against buildings. He'll be facing MbL, and MbL is playing with Britons, so it's going to have the same bonuses we already discussed from Yasin. I'm Norwegian, so rooting for MbL. Alright. Yasin has had the resource to go up for about 3 minutes. Yes. Talking about the previous game. It's Native American for confused caster. Good one. Valley of the Wolves. Turkish TV show. Ah, okay. Interesting. See, the second elephant's coming over for MbL already. I think everyone's collecting the second elephant already, right? Yeah. This case for Ronotovi, for Yasin as well. T90 seems like he already collected the second one, or did he not find it yet? Because I only see one elephant body over here, right? Or did he get lame? Where's the scout? Scout's full HP from... oh, wait. Over here. Where's the scout? From blue? It's full HP, so no, T90 did not get lame. Probably just... oh, okay, there we go. He only now took the second elephant. South, you're correct, yes. It seems we are going to get some action very soon, though, so we can go back to 1x. As MbL is coming forward with some militias. There we are. Meanwhile, Field is going to be here for Ronotovi very soon, which means we'll see a stable come up. Yeah, T90 is holding on over here as well. We have 2 scouts. Nice, quick walls. Check this out. 2 palisades. Beautiful. Extremely efficient quick wall over here for Ronotovi. And he's been made aware of this push as well. So we're going to see some quick walls coming up over here as well around the berries. Right? Should be. Come on. I don't think this is within range of the TC. We'll see. Okay, never mind. Up2Imp will just try to get the meal. So they're probably going to end up forcing one villager to go idle and try to repair this maybe. At most. But PLH is coming up for everybody already except for T90. Sorry, except for MbL. MbL seems to be hard stuck and fast castling. So Drash FC, he's got 25 villagers, full walls already. It's gonna be fine. Ronotovi's got scouts coming out very soon as well. There we go. There you are. The militias are finally getting cleaned up now. It's kind of an issue for Ronotovi though. He cleans up the units way too late, so if he comes forward against MbL, he won't be able to prevent MbL from fast castling at all. And take a look at the resources from MbL as well, and he's got almost everything he needs. Once he gets to the village, we're gonna see a market, you know, a blacksmith come up, and he should be basically on his way to the castle age. I don't think Ronotovi will be able to break through at all. Yeah. I'm getting dizzy watching that merry-go-round. Meanwhile, T90's got his own scouts to come forward with, but he cannot do anything. Yasin's got already the walls up. He's got double archer ranges, so I think it's gonna be fine. There we go. Wheelbarrow's coming up. T90. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta pay attention, man. Uh-oh. Oh, the quick walls are not coming up. This is disaster. We don't have enough archers over here because he had the archers forward pushing against MbL. Now he ends up losing a villager. T90's gonna bail. Meanwhile, the scouts and the archers on the right-hand side are trying to break through, and, you know, MbL's already on his way to the castle age. So he's gotten away with fast castling regardless, and he's got double archer ranges over here, so he should be able to get to archers and potentially crosses very soon, but... yeah, this is not as threatening anymore, as now we have the quick walls already up for Yasin. He still ended up losing a villager though. Over there is going to be actually the first eco kill. It's 1-0 in favor of T90, but it's not going to make a huge difference. Very soon, Ronotovi should be able to go up to the castle age himself as well. Do we have any weak villagers over here, maybe for T90 to snipe? Nah, he cannot really go for any hero snipes over here. The villagers are too high HP for him to take them down before the garrison. But yeah, anyway. Here come the units though from Ronotovi, and where are the scouts? Where are the archers from Yasin? He cannot come in because the archers are significantly slower. So it's only going to be Ronotovi, it's all him. Take one archer down, and he will probably end up getting cleaned up over here anyway, so that is not the best dive in. Yeah, and these villages are going to be completely safe, so far nobody has been able to do too much damage. T90 though, getting the first pick, getting the only villager pick. It's going out to the castle age right now, significantly faster compared to Yasin. Meanwhile, Ronotovi is on his way to the castle age, but Yasin is still kind of struggling. Village count about the same for both teams as well. The fact that we have one player already in the castle age for Up2Imp means that they are a little bit ahead still. Probably about 3 villages or so worth of extra economy just because of the TC working time. Alright, scouts get cleaned up.
Ready. Mandatum. Ready. Yay. Mandatum. Yay.
The wrong KV player is going up already. There we are. Yasin has been housed for a while, but he's going for wheelbarrow at the very least. Still gonna keep on producing archers though, so that kind of sucks. He's gotta try and fix the situation. T90 still has the scouts roaming around. Oh, Yasin built a small trap, a small cage for the scouts, and the scouts are going down to spearmen eventually. But yeah, anyway. There we go, Castle Age is here. Already for T90. Meanwhile, we are still waiting for Yasin to click up. Villager counts higher for Up2Imp. We have the second TC for MbL. We have the third TC on the way. Ronotovi is going for 2 additional TCs as well, so his economy at the very least is going to be able to keep up compared to MbL's. Or could be the case. He's still significantly behind though in villager count compared to MbL. because of the castle age taking so much longer. But in terms of production, he should be able to keep up and at the very least prevent MbL from getting further ahead. Still though, with T90 looking a little bit stronger compared to Yasin, if you normalize for the age research time, by the time Yasin gets to the castle age, T90 is going to be ahead in villager count already. And yeah, that's going to leave Up2Imp in a much better position. So this is their home map. They are playing it as such. They are getting a very nice lead already, in my opinion, even if it's very, very close right now. The score is very, very close. I think that the position currently is much, much stronger for Up2Imp. Second TC is on the way now for T90 as well, which is great. It's gonna take some time before Yasin can go for an extra TC himself. You can see that Ronotovi is already chilling with the extra TCs. He's catching up to Yasin's economy as well. There we go, a lot of archers coming out for Yasin. Plus camels for Ronotovi. They're coming forward. I imagine this is just a play, this is a preemptive forward so that they already are in a position to start putting pressure by the time we get the crossbow and bulky arrow upgrades, right? Yeah, those knights are not doing anything, so they just need to keep on going forward. If they want to do this though, they certainly need to keep the camels close to the archers as well. Still no bulky arrow for MbL, true. Still no Panther Archer armor for him either. Yasin on the other hand has got bulky arrow, crossbow upgrade coming up, also right away. No Panther Archer armor, but it's still going to be stronger archers compared to MbL. So what is the plan? Who needs technology? Imagine. There we are, now with crossbows. Bulky arrow, Yasin's units are significantly stronger. So, a couple of villages going down and MbL realizes about it. He's gonna be the first player to go for ballistics as well. We see Panther Archer armor coming in for Yasin. So, extra attack and extra armor. Compared to MbL, what's going on? There we go, he realized now. I imagine he probably went to the blacksmith to maybe go for Panther Archer armor. He realized he did not have bulky arrow, maybe? That's gotta be it, because I don't see a scenario in which MbL is actually clicking a single unit. Regardless. Beautiful. Archer range is going down. How many archer ranges do we have left for MbL after this one? He's gonna be down to 3. Actually 2, because he's only building the third one right now. There we go. What is C90 doing over here, by the way? He seems to be roaming around the middle of nowhere. Is he gonna try to go after Yasin? Seems like he's gonna try to go after Yasin. I don't know if that's going to work out. Doesn't seem likely. Ballistics coming out for MbL now. He's finally caught up with upgrades as well. Now both players have bulky arrow, Panther Archer armor, and we have had ballistics for Yasin for a little bit, but now finally MbL is catching up as well. T90's got Iron House apparently. Oh boy. There we go. Yeah, Knights finally find their way home. And they'll be able to provide defenses for MbL. Meanwhile, we still have a good amount of camels over here, but it's not too many. We have only 14 camels for Ronotovi to work with. Meanwhile, T90's got 24 Knights. Which is still gonna be enough to clean the camels up, of course. Knights will take bonus damage from camels and they will not be cost effective, but if you have enough units, of course you'll be able to take the camels just fine. So yeah. There we go. Good pressure now against T90. They could not do too much around MbL, so they are going after the next player. Kurtlar Vadisi is behind right now in population by about 32 population. Most of that is going to be actually in military as opposed to economy, I think. Yeah. So if they can get a good trade around here, they might actually be able to get ahead. So let's see. I think the engagement is being forced over here. I don't see how Kurtlar Vadisi will be able to get out of here without taking the engagement. So there we go. Here it comes. That's a lot of knights coming up from T90, flanking these crossbows to ram the units. And Yasin is getting clapped. We do have some counts coming over from behind as well from Ronotovi onto MbL's archers, but they're not going to be anywhere near as strong. Even without extra pierce armor, those camels will still go down very, very quick to these crosses, and that was not even close. Up2Imp, 77 military units compared to 24 from Kurtlar Vadisi. Fortune's coming up now as well for Ronotovi, but it might be coming in a little bit too late. Oh boy, this momentum we have gotten for Up2Imp is just amazing. If they can take advantage of this, they should be able to seal this one right here, guys, right now. Within 5 minutes or so, we could very well be seeing the second victory from Up2Imp. There you are. Again, I asked the question, where will Up2Imp go Up2Imp in the series? You see, MbL is going Up2Imp, but the reason why they are called Up2Imp is so that they don't have to be bothered typing in chat that they have gotten to the Imperials. So they can hopefully debate their opponents from the get-go, just with the team name. So the opponent's like, oh, they're Up2Imp, but I'm still in the Dark Age. Okay, I guess it's just GG. So far, it's not worked out, but I'm pretty sure that's the intention behind the name. Anyway. Looking still pretty good for them. 83 versus 22 military units. Yeah, and it's not even close, man. T90's knight production is so much cheaper as well, so he'll be able to keep on going for days on end. He's got 4 TCs to work with. He's got the highest villager count of his team. Keeps on going for more and more knights. He's got so much more compared to Ronotovi. Yeah, Bears are an incredible civilization for this particular matchup against Indians. They are so strong. That and a reference to the Dal vs Tim game they co-cast before Hidden Cup 3. Yeah, I did. My memory is not that good. You're gonna have to refresh it. Yeah, it's gonna be here for Ronotovi very soon, but it doesn't matter, guys. The momentum we have from Up2Imp is way too strong. So Yasin calls GG, Ronotovi taps out. That's going to be a lead over here for Up2Imp of 2-1 in the series. The fact that Kurtlar Vadisi was able to force a 4-game series over here is already very good. But we'll see. There is still a possibility for Kurtlar Vadisi to take game number 4 and force a full series. So what do we get? It's going to be a very good KD for MbL, better than 5-2. We have a better than 3-2 KD ratio for MbL, for T90, sorry, as well. And yeah, there we go. Go Up2Imp. Stronger economy as well for Up2Imp. They ended up collecting a little bit more than 50% of the resources collected this game, with a little bit higher than 50% of the workers on their name as well. So it was pretty good. Let's go back. But yeah, this is a fantastic map. It's the 3rd time that we see it today, actually. This is the 4th series we are casting. It's the 3rd time that we see this map today. It's from Moana. Is that so? I think this is from... what is the name of this language? The indigenous language from that region? Mawani? Something like that? Ah, man, I need to learn it, but... not the language, but the name of the language. There's a heavy metal band that I listen to that actually sings in that. Oh, there's a re. Okay. Let's go back then. Player issued restart as well, so let me see if I can find the next one. You said that it was live, right? Let me see. It seems like it's live. Okay, let's see if we can catch up. Yes, yes. It started 13 minutes ago, so we are not going to be too far behind, all things considered. There we are. Game's coming up, guys! Let's jump into it right away. As soon as the game loads, we can just jump into it. There we go. And welcome everyone then to the next game of the set. Let's switch the colors over once again. Ronotovi is going to be playing in green for us, so it's a little bit easier to tell them apart. And taking a look at the matchups then. Actually, yeah, we're probably gonna fast forward until we catch up, or try to anyway. Taking a look at the matchups then. Down south we have Yasin playing with Vikings, which means free wheelbarrow, free handcard, as well as 20% extra HP on infantry units, and 15, 20, and 20% cheaper Navy units in the Field Castle and Imperial Age as well. For the team bonus on the other hand, we get also 15% discount on docks, and that's about it. He'll be facing MbL, who's playing with Lithuanians, and that's gonna be... Yeah, MbL's being annoying over here, but that's going to be the case also with everyone. T90 is going over here, just trying to be annoying. That's going to be the case also for Ronotovi and even with Yasin. So for Lithuanians, 150 extra food upon starting the game, as well as 10% faster movement skirm and spearline units. They also get 1 extra attack per each relic garrison, up to 4 relics for knights and light shadow units. And yeah, for the team bonus, 20% faster work in monasteries. Up north, on the other hand, T90 is playing with Persians. I think we might have talked about Persians before already, didn't we? I'm not 100% sure, but just in case, they do start with 50 extra food, 50 extra wood. I'm talking about these series, by the way. Twice the HP on DCs, and dogs that work 10, 15, and 20% faster in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages. For the team bonus, they'll get 9 line units with bonus damage against archer units, 2 bonus damage against archer units. For Ronotovi on the right hand side, up north over here is going to be playing Lithuanians, so sharing the same bonuses we already mentioned from MbL, and we're getting close to the players being able to click up to the Field H already. And we have actually 3 out of 4 players going up, 4 out of 4 players going up. Actually, we are waiting for Yasin to finish training a villager, I think. But we got it. So once we get to the Field H, we're probably going to go back to 1x. We'll see. Because we should have some action, right? As soon as the players start going for some Navy units. Interesting. There we go. Field H is here for Ronotovi, MbL, T90. We should have galleys coming out. T90 is going to queue right away, so let's go back to 1x. And what do we get in terms of composition? It's going to be fire galleys for MbL. Standard galleys for T90, which I find kind of surprising over here. I do understand galleys from the get-go from Vikings because you don't have a choice, but when you could go for fire galleys over here and you're so close to your opponent, I feel like that's going to be probably the best unit. Although, to be fair though, T90 is kind of far away from his opponent, and he probably knows that. Yeah, because he's got the transport ship over here, and he knows how far away Ronotovi's docks are from his. I guess going for galley makes sense because he's going to have enough time to mass them up. Once he gets to a good amount of units, probably 5 to 7 galleys, then he's going to be able to hold on even against fire galleys, so I guess it makes sense. You can still see which team is Team Microner, 20 plus seconds at a time in a smooth dark age. That's probably due to the boat shenanigans. Yeah, probably. That makes sense, yeah. That's a little bit too high for Ronotovi and Yasin right now. Alright. Let's check. So a lot of galleys coming out from MbL right now. So he went for fire galleys first and then he made the switch to galleys. This is a very standard play that we have seen already in the past as well. You just go for a meat-chill and it's going to be very, very effective at the very beginning, of course, from the get-go. And then you start going for standard galleys and that's going to give you a very nice HP lead, so to say. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. MbL is getting the best end of the deal over here. He's got so many extra galleys on the back to defend himself. We might end up losing a few fishing ships, but he should end up coming out on top, and that's what matters. If he loses a few fishing ships right now, but ends up getting water control, he can go for more fishing ships. His opponent's not going to be able to do the same instead, of course, so... yeah. Overall, looking pretty good for Up2Imp so far. Even if it's looking very even and kind of neck and neck right now, I do like Up2Imp's position on water. Because of the choices, the unit choices. The fire galley over here for MbL, that is going to act as a meat shield for his galleys. Yeah, and he gets a much better engagement, you see? Has not lost the fire galley just yet, and he's almost taken 2 standard galleys already down. Hey, Radicabeza, how are you doing? When are Capo and Chanica playing? Greetings from Argentina. Greetings from Argentina as well to you too. They are playing in the main event right away. They do not have to play qualifiers, so it's going to be next week. This series and the next one that we'll cast after this one are the last 2 series from the qualifiers, which will define which teams are making it into the main stage. But 8 teams from all the signups, the top 8 teams, already made it into the main stage because they get direct invites. Or direct qualification, rather. They were not invited, but they qualified directly. Those teams are Gamer Legion A, Gamer Legion B, White Wolf Palace A, as well as Suomi A, Dogale plus Miguel, Argentina A, and then we also have Salts, which is composed of Winchester and Classic Pro. I think there was somebody else over there as well. And there's one team that I'm missing right now, but yeah, those are basic. Perfect couple, there we go. Which is Song Song, ACCM, and Bad Boy, I think. Yeah. Beautiful. MbL's getting away with murder here. A lot of damage done. Has not been punished for it at all. Yeah. And these are from Turkey, yes. Yasin and Ronotovi. Welcome, Phase Now. Welcome back. No real AM anymore? Well, we have AMZ with Hart and Leary. They played the qualifiers yesterday, was it? Or 2 days ago, and they completely clapped. It was the most one-sided qualifier series in terms of seeding as well, because they were seed 9. They were very close from getting direct qualification. Nice. There we go. Yasin's holding on the left-hand side. Still looking better for Up2Imp, with the players going up to the Castle Age, T90 going up to the Castle Age. MbL should be able to go up to the Castle Age very soon. In terms of military count, we have significantly more military units for Up2Imp as well. T90 is kind of out of position over here, though. He's gonna try to defend his fishing ships right now. How many galleys do we have? We have 10 galleys for Yasin. We have 13 galleys for T90. So if he took the engagement, he would be coming out on top. As a matter of fact, because... yeah, check this out. T90 is flaring the galleys because he knows where they are. If MbL brought the galleys over, and T90 brought the galleys over, they could potentially trap Yasin over here. We'll see. There you are. This could be going in favor of Yasin if he plays his cards right, but... everybody get into the Castle Age very soon as well. We'll see the War Galley upgrades come out for Ronotovi. Are the ready he should be going for it, or is he going to try to go for land push? It seems like he's going to try to go for a full land push. He's got an archer range and a stable, and a monastery coming up. He does have a stable as well. Yeah, and it seems like he's gonna try and collect the relics. I just love this map so much as well. Guys, all the maps from the tournament are such a treat for your eyes. Such a sight to behold. This certainly seems like a... Once again, look, many of these maps, in the middle of the game, they kind of look like marketing screenshots, honestly. They are so well made. Big shout out once again to Matt Caller, who made this one for the tournament specifically as well. It's a brand new map for the tournament. Among many new maps, Wanshan was made by Web Coyote, as well as many of the tournament. I think all the tournament, the map contest winners are new maps as well for the tournament, if I'm mistaken. But yeah. Beautiful. Conversion's coming up. Castle's coming up now for MbL as well. Defensive castle to prevent Ronotovi from getting too much damage done. Nobody's going for War Galley though, which really has me wondering what's going on with this. I guess MbL might be able to clean these units up anyway, but okay, there we go. Now he's going for War Galley. And T90 once again as well. He also has a good amount of units over here, but he's not really going for the War Galley upgrade at all. Nobody seems to be going for it whatsoever. If MbL gets it, he can take the TC down over here, for instance, already. If T90 takes it, he should be able to clean up the units from Yasin, and he should be able to start putting pressure against Ronotovi as well. Potentially prevent the green player from getting out as well, which is extremely important, of course. We have 4 tiles of gold and 4 tiles of stone per player, and after those run out, the only source of gold and stone is going to be on the outer islands. So water control is certainly very important. The castle is very good. It's going to buy MbL a lot of room over here to work with. You know, still jump ballistics, so these war galleys are not the best, but anyway, I think Up2Imp should end up getting full water control in any case. I think T90 is relying on MbL to handle water control for him. Yeah, he's not really going for any extra galleys, but he's got a good amount still. I would say it's still probably worth going for it. Especially as if MbL is paying attention to one place, for instance MbL is over here, and then T90's got his own galleys somewhere else and he's able to do some damage elsewhere, it could potentially be good. Right now that's not the case, but yeah, I guess maybe when the time comes he can just go for the upgrade and there's no reason to go for it preemptively. In any case, guys, Up2Imp's looking very strong. They do have more military units, and they do have more eco units as well. We'll see the relics coming in for MbL. Let's take a look at the relic distribution. We have 3 relics for MbL. We have 2 relics for Ronotovi. If MbL can get 1 more relic, that's already going to maximize his Lithuanian bonus. He's getting very close from it. Nice water presence for MbL as well. He's been scattering his units around. Notice how he's got control everywhere. He's got military presence everywhere with Navy. And yeah, it seems like MbL will actually end up letting this... The T90. The T90 has run out of resources. Those were gold miners, I think. Yeah, because he still has the stone. So now he's got to go for a transport ship. And he's got to transport the villagers over. Another castle coming out for MbL. He's going for the castle forward. That's going to be a nice castle drop to put pressure with. Yasin instead is going for a defensive castle himself in front of his base, but... yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything with both these castles up from MbL. Yasin wouldn't be able to go up against T90 whatsoever over here, right, to put pressure. He wouldn't be able to go over there. He would not be able to go over to T90's base because of this castle from MbL potentially doing damage. And this one, of course, down south too. So yeah, it's still looking pretty darn good for Up2Imp. but it seems to be transporting just yet. And as a matter of fact, T90 does not seem to be going for a transport ship still, which makes me wonder if he knows what the map is like. Because he's not collecting any stone right now, any gold right now at all. He's got 0 gold minus. He's gotta know, come on. With all the scouting he's done already around the map, he's gotta know. How good is the range on those 45 towers? It's very good, it's 13 range. But guys, Yasin and Ronotovi called the GG right there, as Up2Imp ends up taking the series. The final score of 3-1. Not without a few issues, of course, with Kurtlar Vadisi taking game number 2. Up2Imp had to fight for a spot in the main event, but they made it. So congratulations and well played to T90 and MbL. Kurtlar Vadisi will not make it into the main event, but once again, they do have the chance of signing up for the second division. So I'll be jumping into the final series of the day, which should be, if not over, it should still be taking place, I think. But let's go and take a look at the achievements before. So what do we get over here? We're going to have a very close to 3-to-2 kill ratio for MbL. T90 on the other hand, close to 1-to-1, significantly better compared to Ronotovi and Yasin anyway though, so it was still pretty good. For economy on the other hand, we do have a stronger economy for Up2Imp as well towards the end of the game, and we're going to see also a society or eco count that was a little bit larger also for Up2Imp. Towards the end of the game, I'm pretty sure MbL managed to get 6 relics, I think. Let's take a look at the economy, relics. Yeah, he managed to get 6 relics, so he was already maximizing the Lithuanian bonus. Meanwhile, we only had 2 for Ronotovi. So he was only compensating for the fact that they did not get Blast Furnace, but he was unable to do too much more than that. So well played.